We're going to speak about the developmental problem that can emerge when we, as a founder or a business owner, often get a lot of success in that area, and then a meaninglessness can emerge, right? And yet this isn't a problem, it's a stage development, okay? We're going to be speaking about something called spiral dynamics, which is a model of human psychology and development that emerges and grows and evolves over time. And in spiral dynamics, I have these lovely ways of viewing it, from beige color to purple to red to orange to blue to orange to green, right? And then a few more from there. But we're going to be speaking more specifically about the orange to green change and why that's relevant for you as a business owner, right? Because what tends to happen, and you've probably seen this in your industry, where someone is doing some form of success, they kind of got to a point where they're probably pretty safe internally based on the amount of money they're making. And they start to get into a lot of meaninglessness. And sometimes that can lead to them going down some spiritual path. It can lead to them doing ayahuasca in the jungle. It can lead to them blowing up their business and burning out entirely, right? This is all things that we can see. You've probably seen it with others in your industry. Now, what tends to happen is we're going through a developmental shift where in orange, we call this the achiever phase, it's all about achievement. I'm growing, I'm building my business, I'm getting freedom, I'm learning, right? It's a wonderful phase. And we can really learn so much by just really embracing the autonomy and power that we have. That we can build things, we can learn about new things, we can really, you see someone out there, you can do it too, right? That's what's so wonderful about orange. It's just, it's such a wonderful phase to be. And then when we often grow from orange to green, green is where we start thinking, there is maybe something beyond this. Maybe it's not just achievement. Maybe there is something deeper within me, right? Often people at green speak about purpose. They speak more about meaning, right? Often as we go into green, we start getting more in touch with relationships and depth in relationships. Not just transaction, of they do this role, I do this role. More of like, I want to really feel and meet someone and do it with authenticity. And so this is often how we might speak at green. And that's a beautiful thing. Green has so much richness too, because we're going to a little bit of a deeper level within ourselves and connecting with other people. We're embracing our authenticity. Yet sometimes when we go through stage transitions, we can throw out the baby with the bathwater. Sometimes people who go into green can just turn on their orange self and start thinking that that achievement, that growth was wrong. But it was bad, it was meaningless, it was empty, it doesn't matter. Let's throw all that away. And that's when we get a lot of disintegration. That's when we move in a way where we actually split ourselves up, right? Because we have the green part of ourselves and we have the orange part of ourselves, and they're just getting into a lot of conflict, okay? And what does that do? Well, it means that we start often getting procrastination. We may start feeling a bit lost. We may start feeling that, what is the meaning of all of this? And these are wonderful questions to ask, yet we want to have the context of integration. But when we're going through these challenges, we want to integrate both. And the real key is unconditional loving witness and lack of judgment. So that when we're going through the green, we're not judging the green, but we're also not judging the orange, right? We're not saying that the orange is wrong or bad. We don't even need to judge it as meaninglessness. There is meaning there in orange. There really is. And just because you can't see it fully right now, that's okay. We can trust there's meaning there too. And we can embrace the sense of lostness that we might be experiencing, but also carry on doing what we're doing, right? Carry on with the business SOPs. with the work that actually needs to be done. The biggest mistake we don't want to make here is pushing away the business, pushing away the structures we've created. Because the reason we've progressed into into green, is that we've really structurally met all of our orange needs. We've probably achieved a fair amount. We've got to a degree of success, and we probably feel quite safe when it comes to that world, right? We probably feel less need to compete in it. So we don't want to throw away that, because that was such a rich, wonderful thing we've done. And often as we move and mature through green, we're going to want those skills, and we're going to want that structure to help support our move into what we might call a yellow, teal, integral phase. And this is where we integrate everything. We integrate all the previous stages, and we can move through them seamlessly. And this is really what we want to move towards in the end. We don't need to rush that. It happens really organically, but it starts in a healthy way by focusing on integration and non-judgment. And even noticing that you probably will still judge. Probably will judge orange a bit, right? And your orange will probably judge green. And that's okay. We can hold a lack of judgment for the judgment as well. And so the reason this is important, and it's really great to highlight this isn't going to be a super long video, and there's a lot of great information on spiral dynamics I'd recommend you checking out, because it can really give some maps to the territory that you're experiencing. Because otherwise it's a little bit challenging. I know for me, when I was moving through this, and I had met a few of my orange stage needs, and so green was starting to come online, it was like, what the hell is happening? My old structure of reality is completely changing, and I'm not viewing it in the same way. All those things that I was chasing just stopped meaning anything. And it was really hard to actually do the tasks. It was really hard to continue with the business. But what did help was a real wonderful mentor of mine gave me the maps. And he showed me, you're not doing anything wrong, you're not regressing, you're actually evolving. And this is the map, that you're moving from orange to green. And that's okay, that's a great thing actually. And as you move to green and you mature in green, and then you eventually move to yellow, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to integrate all of it. You're going to be able to have that deep meaning, authenticity, real relationship and connection with people. It's such a wonderful thing to deeply care and be cared for. Right? It's not something to brush over. And it's a wonderful thing to move into. And yet being able to have that with the practicality and the real deep ability of orange to make things happen in the world. That you can see it here, and you can build it, and you can learn that skill, and you can really put in the time to deeply grow in an area and build a business, and not just build a business for you, but build a business for the whole world, right? That's often what happens when we move into yellow, into integral, where we start getting more of this deeper compassion and world-centric, planet-centric green. We start caring about more than just ourselves, but we get to integrate the real practicality of orange. But you know what? It's wonderful to have compassion. Green, isn't it so wonderful to just have love for everyone? Yet, what if we can practically bring that into the world by using a lot of our orange? But you know what? It's amazing. I can have deep love for everyone, but when I use orange, I can really bring that into the world. And so, as you're making through this transition, it's important to know that you're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing to run away from. And the healthiest way to move through it is without judgment towards yourself or others, and ideally having a little bit of support. Support can come in the way of really understanding spiral dynamics or stages, right? Having a mentor who can understand this and help you through it. And really just understanding you're going through something normal and wonderful, and it's not a problem. And that understanding just takes the edge off. But it's not an issue. You're just going through something normal and beautiful. And I'm just holding deep love and support for you as you move through it.